I'm not
What's
going
your
to
aim
do
for
it.
next season for Man United? I know it's hard without knowing what signings are coming in, but
Okay.
let's say you finish third ahead of Newcastle this season. Yeah,
Yep.
surely progression is going for a title, right? But you're going to say second.
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm not going to say second. So again, like I've said, if we get the new owners, that precursor has to exist. I expect us to challenge next year.
No, but
So
you're saying if you get new owners.
yes, if we get new
So
owners.
if you don't get new owners, let's say you don't get new owners and Glazers are still there, what do you think is progression next season? Let's say you lose to Man City and you only win the Carabao Cup, which is still a better season than we've had.
Yeah.
What is your ambition for next season?
So let me rephrase what I'm about to say. My standards, irrespective of who own us, are to move on to challenge for the Premier League next year. Challenge. I don't think we'll win it because I don't think we can be as good as City, but that means to be with a much closer on points. I think they're 19 points ahead of us. I want that cut down to 5, 6, 7 points by the end of the season. Do I think we can do it if the Glazers stay? No, because I don't think they'll spend what we need to improve the squad. I don't think they'll allow everything to leave. They'll cut those corners like we've already spoken about. So achieving what I want and my expectations are two different things. So that's what it comes down to. So for me, my expectations are one thing. Do I think it's achievable based on who's running my club? They're different conversations. Those two thought processes.
But the aim of elite sport is exactly the same, Terry. Yeah. So just because there's different metrics put in place for different football clubs, don't change the aim of elite sport. Yeah. It's like people building up Brighton and this and that. We all know Brighton are going to sell their best players in the summer. They're not going to invest all of that money profit plus the 84 million profit from this summer. Yeah, they're not going to invest all of that. Plus their TV money that they're going to get another 120 million next season. They're not going to invest all of that to actually probably try and win.
So Lee, I understand that.
So these metrics that are put in place, your Man United Football Club, Terry, don't lower the standards by saying, whether it's achievable. Your Man United Football Club.
I'm not lowering the standards. I'll give you an example. What's your expectations for next year?
My expectations are to win the title.
Yes. Do you think your manager's good enough?
No.
Why are you lowering the expectations by saying no?
No. I haven't lowered my expectations for my football club. I've lowered it for the manager. And
You've answer it. You said you've not. You've answered it. I don't need that. I'm not trying to catch you out. My point is,
my expectations is to win the league every year.
Okay. Let me just do this quickly. My expectations are to challenge next year, but I don't think we'll do it because if we keep our owners. I believe our own. That's not me lowering the standards.
Okay, but you've just said your words. Your expectations are to challenge. Big Man United, you just want to challenge. I'm sorry, mate. That's the expectations lowered.
No, you said next season, not my overall forever. Next season.
No, I've just asked you next season. You should be challenging. You're Man United. Challenge.
Exactly. Yes,
challenge. I want. Go and win it, Terry. Go and win it.
I don't. Yeah, but okay. But you're asking me. I want to win it, but do I think next year will be better than this Man City team? No, I don't. So I'm telling you what I expect based on how good I think we are. I don't think.
Do you know why there's so many fans that don't think that their clubs can beat Man City?
Lee, I can't hold people accountable for a level I don't think they can get to.
But you don't know.
In the short term.
But you can get there, Terry.
We can, but not next season. You said next year specifically.
Do you know why there's so many football clubs in England, that are finished? Yeah, and they all cry about Man City. Oh, they've been financial doping. Do you know why? Yeah. Oh, we can't compete. Like I always talk about Real Madrid. The amount of people that can't grasp the concept is mad. Yeah, we're not on Madrid's level. Do you know why we're not on Madrid's level? Do you know why we're not on City's level? Do you know why you're not on City's and Madrid's level? Do you know why? Because the standards are so low, that second is seen as an achievement. Because over the last 15 to 20 years, both of our clubs have systematically been absolutely destroyed by the standards being lowered and lowered and lowered to the point where if you finish second, you get idiots in the chat and other chats and my chat and other streams sitting there saying, but it's our best season for years. We played great football. It's the best season since Wenger. Who cares? Yeah. The fact is, you are Man United. We're Arsenal Football Club. We're two of the three biggest clubs in England, right? We should be challenging and winning titles.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So the fact that you're sitting there saying, oh, I just want to be challenging next season, when deep down you know you're not going to, is because of all of the fans over the last 15 years, all of the PR from the football club over the last 15 years. I don't
follow my club's PR. I don't follow my club's PR. I don't even go on their website. I don't even follow our Twitter account. I don't see any of it. I don't watch the press conferences because I participate in zero content from my club.
But you don't. But millions do, Terry, which is lowered the standards.
But we're talking about mine and your ideologies, nobody else's. And like I just said, you asked me what I expect next year. I expect next year for us to challenge. What I expect by the end of year in the third season, where I think it's completely my manager's squad and he's rebuilt us from the mess we were in, then I will be expecting us to go on and challenge for the title. The difference between you and I is that you expect to win the title. You expected to win the title after finishing 8th, which is, I get you want to win it, but the likelihood of you achieving it is different. So all I'm doing is tapering my expectations. I know it's going to take my club a period of time to catch this Manchester City team and to be as good as them. Some are saying it's the greatest English team of all time. If you're up against the greatest team from England of all
They won
time.
the league on 85 points.
Hang on a minute. Please let me finish. Right? If people are saying it's the greatest English team of all time, and Man United, when this manager inherited us, just had our worst season in 40 years, it's ridiculous to have the expectation for that manager to turn it around inside 12 months, inside 18 months. It's going to take you time to get there. That doesn't mean that I don't want progression and I don't have the overarching expectation of getting back to the top. But you're never going to, like we were trying to make the point earlier, I'm going to get back into shape. I've got a target weight of about 30.5 stone, certain weight, certain inches. I don't really do with weight. It's more about inches on my stomach and stuff. I am not at 37 going to be able to get down to that weight as quickly as I did when I was 21 years of age. It's going to take me time. I can't get like the best.
Okay, so no, I get that.
Please let me finish. I'm not going to be able to get into that shape like the 21-year-old kid is in my gym and he's in great shape. It's going to take me time. So my expectations are to get there, but my expectations now have to be spread over a longer period based on the circumstances that I'm in. So it isn't about lowering standards, Lee. It's about being realistic about how you get to them. The current owners of Newcastle have a standard of getting to a point to win the Premier League, but they couldn't do that 18 months in. Impossibility from where they took over. So again, I'm not lowering any standards.
Terry, you're saying now saying that you have to spread your expectations over a longer period of time.
And Lee, what I'm not going to do is sit on the internet and put out an expectation of I want to win the league and surpass this City team next year or screw this manager when we all know it's very, very unlikely. Do I think we can get to that point in the future?
That's the difference. I actually demand a title. I've waited 19 years.
And I've been it's not going to happen, Lee. Lee, you know it
I want the title. I'm not stopping, Terry. Terry, let me tell you.
Your manager's been there 3.5, 4 years. It's different from mine.
I couldn't care less. I don't care how long he's been here.
You're being ridiculous, Lee. It's ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous at all, Terry. At the end of the day, the aim of elite sport, there you go, press your button. Yeah, the aim of elite sport is to win major honours, yeah?
It is.
Right? Not to finish second and lord it up as a trophy. That's it.
No one's lauding it. No one's doing it, Lee. Lee, but no one's
I'm talking about my Arsenal fan, the Arsenal fan base. I'm lauding up second place.
Them. We're talking about you and me. I'm not doing that.
If you let me finish instead of talking over me, because I just let you finish. If you let me finish, yeah. The fact is, you've said that your expectations now have to be put over a longer period of time. Why? When is it achieved? When is it allowed? Hang on. When is it allowed for you? Yeah, for you and for me to demand a title at our football clubs. When? How many more years of this crap of lowering the standards within the fan base that now you have to spread your expectations over? Fuck off. I've spent over 200 grand watching my club, mate. Yeah.
Fine.
And if all these people want to cry, go and do 200 grand and come back to me.
Lee,
when is it acceptable for me to demand a title and it be fine? Tell me. And for you, when?
Lee, you can now. Your manager has been there.
Oh, I'm allowed now. Well, I'm not, Terry, because everyone's telling me I can't.
Lee, we're not. Don't forget them for a minute. We're talking. Just forget them. Ignore them. Your manager's been there 3.5 to 4 years. I think it's absolutely right to say that now, with this final summer, we should be challenging, and I want to win the league. Man United are not in that position yet. We're getting close to it. What Ten Hag inherited with the owners that you've sat on this show and slagged off about how they've ruined Man United. You've got to fix those problems. So to have expectations of like when we were a peak Fergie team to now is wrong. You've got to adjust yourself. Doesn't mean you're not setting the expectations of getting back to that level. But this notion of that our manager, because after the beginning of the season this year, should have been expected to have beat this City team to a title was a madness. Because if it was, you guys would have been predicting it. Well, I think you guys can do it because that's the standard. No way did anybody think that could happen.
You can't do it because nobody else thought it. Wow. Okay.
No, but nobody thought it because they know it isn't possible, Lee. So why would you have expectations?
And it's not possible, Terry, because the standards are on the floor. Why would you have?
No, it's nothing to do with the standards. Did you think
it's to do with the standards?
Hang on a minute, Lee. So you believe. Please let me finish this question. So you believe at the start of the summer this year, the start of the Premier League, if every Man United fan in the world said win the league this year or you're sacked, Ten Hag, and had that standard, you believe we'd have won the league?
If every Man United fan yeah, and actually sat there and stuck it on your ownership, yeah, instead of gassing up 100 million quid on a fidget spinner, a left back who ain't played hardly any games all season, Sabitzer in January, Weghorst in January, and actually demanded your football club do what it's supposed to be doing. Because this is not some tin pot club called Oldham, all due respect to Oldham fans. This is Man United, big Man United. Yeah, and everyone's just sitting. I see your fans all over the internet because they're just as mouthy as Arsenal fans.
I don't care about them.
No, you don't. Yeah, and you don't. But you know why? Because you're you and you think what you want to think. Cool. Yeah, but you should care about them because they're holding your fucking football club back, Terry. They're holding your club back.
So can you answer my question?
Because they're happy with crap.
So answer the question. So if every Man United fan would have demanded more money be spent, the debt be paid off, and better sign,
just go and buy better players.
Okay, well, the debt has to be paid off to buy better players. But if we demanded, so if we demanded all of that in the summer, you believe we could have beat City to the title this year?
Yeah, because if you then didn't go and deliver on them players and that debt being paid off, empty the fucking stadium every week. Pretty simple logic. It's such an easy concept. Yeah, because tell you what, when you weren't getting top four, yeah, all of a sudden your owners got their cash out. They've got their checkbook out, didn't they? Suddenly you signed Ronaldo, Varane and all this lot. Yeah, to sign all these top players. Yeah, to get you back in the Champions League, which you're not going to bother winning.
Lee, we were in the Champions League when we signed.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, sorry. My bad. You're in the Champions League.
And this is what it is. So you honestly believe if the fans demanded more this summer, Man United would have beaten City to this title?
Well, they would have had a better chance. That's for sure. Would they have had a better chance? Yay or nay?
No.
Well, there you go then. And you're sitting there going, another 2 years, another 2 years, another 2 years of what?
Another improvement. I just don't think from where the manager inherited the squad from, that it was plausible inside one summer to go from the worst season in 40 odd years to beating a team that's now being looked at as the best, if not one of the best.
So that team that's being looked at as the best or one of the best ever, finished the title winning season this season on Saturday when they were crowned champions. Yeah, not Sunday when they won their game. They were champions on Saturday on 85 points.
What's that got to do with
2 seasons ago, they won the league on 86 points.
Right.
Thank you very much. You couldn't have got 86 points, no? You couldn't have kept up with them this season if your fans had demanded more in the summer.
But if we'd have kept up with them and we're on 84 points right now, they wouldn't have won the league. They'd have won their last 3 games and then it'd be 94 points. You're moving the goalpost. I just
would have been closer then. Hence my point.
I don't believe no matter how much we demanded as fans, we could have caught City this season. That's my personal view. You think that having the high standards
alone the same again next season when you finish in the top 4, you might nick a cup or might not nick a cup, and then you get in the Champions League again, you don't win that, and then all of a sudden Ten Hag's been here 4 years, he still hasn't competed for or won a title. Yeah, but Man City, they've still got Pep, and when does it end? When are you? I'll
tell you when it ends. Lee, you're missing. You always miss this point, and I don't know what Man United fans you speak to. It blows my mind that the shit that some of them must speak, because for me, you're missing the fundamental point. The reason why things keep getting reset at Man United is because all these, whether you want to call them rebuilds or processes or new managers, I don't really care for the buzzwords. They keep getting broke by the Glazers. They ruin them. Things fall apart and crumble, and you have to start rebuilding again. And what the Glazers have never allowed any single manager to do fully is complete a situation where you've got a squad that is full and thick of quality players like City has got, where their ideology... We had a point at Man United where our manager, who had spent at the time £300 or £400 million, was playing a completely different brand of football to our academy. Does that happen at Man City?
Nope.
The point is this. Until our owners allow a manager and a philosophy to be embedded at the club for a prolonged period of time, and you're not always having to undo and rip apart and rechange squads. If you don't turn around to a manager like Jose when he says, look, I know I bought 2 centre-backs. They're good, but I need more. And the owners say, you ain't having anybody else. That's a problem. Because
the reason the Glazers have never seen a project process or whatever you want through is because when you have a manager that was an elite level manager that won you a European trophy, the first ever manager to win you one in his first season, and he won a League Cup, your fans hounded him out your football club.
No, so again, Lee. So this is what happened. You had some fans, by the way, that were going for him when he was winning. I personally wasn't. Where it all fell apart for him, and please get your information right on my club, the Glazers did him dirty, and then he threw himself under the bus. So he wanted rid of Pogba and Martial. And Pogba and Martial FC were the ones that went for Jose Mourinho, not Man United fans. We were relatively happy with him. What then happened is Jose then started doing mad stuff in press conferences, saying crazy things. and then even what he did to Martial in the following summer was a disgrace. The man went to the birth of his child and he was slagging him off for doing it. Now, no man should ever be condemned to go into the birth of his child, right? Those things went on and he had to be removed. That's when Man United fans started to lose their rag with him because it was bringing the club into disrepute. It's not a good look for our manager to be doing that to one of our...
They were already booing him at the games before that, way before Martial. Yeah, they were already booing him at the games. They weren't turning up to games. There was empty seats at Old Trafford. I watched the games.
Nonsense. Yeah? Nonsense. That wasn't happening in that sort of up until he got a new deal in the January. Man United fans were happy with it, Lee. 110%. Look, I wanted to get through some more of these super chats here.